What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Very excited for this one. We have a killer product to talk about today. We have the 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X. This thing is every studio musician's dream, certainly a guitar player's dream come true. We're going to talk about what it does, how I use it. Of course, everybody on YouTube has done a video on it, but maybe you'll gain something because I use it. Maybe I use it differently than someone else. But we're going to go through some of the stuff on here at first. So stick around. YouTubers, we can go ahead and buy 3 of my books. I have Modern Guitar Workbook in English, Spanish, and down here 20 guitar licks. If you go ahead and click one of them, you'll be directed over to your own PayPal. You might have to log in or whatnot, and it is $5. As you can see here, all we got to do is pay now, let it process. Very good. And then click return to merchant and you will see an automatic download. It should go to your downloads folder, but you can easily click it open and see the PDF right there. All right, so first things first, guys. This is made of a metal chassis, very durable. I love the size. I love that I could put it in a backpack and a bag and take it with me to many different places. It feels very sturdy. Let's look over here. Well, first off, let's talk about what it does. So it is a virtual cabinet simulator, okay? Reactive load box, virtual cabinet, attenuator, and IR loader. So basically what that means is you get an amp, and instead of using the speaker of that amp, you can emulate many different speaker cabinets. So 4x12s, 2x12s, 1x12s, 1x10s, I think 1x8s as well, and all sorts of different combinations. They'll emulate Celestion speakers. I mean, anything. We'll get through the software right now. That's going to be really cool. So let's look at, this is the front panel right here. So we've got here output volume, voicing, space, preset, headphones, and in level. So the out level, when I'm recording, or let's say live as well, the higher you put it, obviously the louder this thing's gonna shoot out the volume. Voicing is basically will help bring out the treble or the bass, just depending, to adjust what room you're in. I usually just leave it at 12 o'clock. Everything is pretty much left at 12 o'clock. I'm running it here specifically for studio use. Space, this is a cool feature. This adds natural sounding reverb. Now the reverbs in here are really, really good. So if you want to add some reverb without using a reverb pedal, you just bring this up just a bit and adjust to your liking. Headphones out, we know what that is. It's just put on some headphones. Preset, this is a really cool knob right here, and I'm going to try to hold this close to the camera. There are 6 presets, I believe, just automatic. There's a lot more in the software, but let's say you're playing live and you just want to go to preset 2. Let's say preset 1 was a 4x12 with Celestions, and then you go to preset 2, that's like a 2x12. For whatever reason, you can do that. Okay, so in between songs, easy switch. I just leave it on preset 1 because I control everything digitally. So behind the unit, we've got, and I gotta look as I show you, we've got obviously our power, 12 volts. We've got 2 outputs for stereo, ground lift. We've got the fan, a speaker in. This is very important. This is where you're gonna plug in your amps. The out of your preamp and the power amp into here. So this way it emulates your speakers, and you need that load. And right here we've got volume. This is a cool control. This is for live. If you send your speaker out, so let's say you have a 50-watt Marshall head that is really loud and you want it cranked full volume on the master. What this does is it allows you to go full out without being deafening. And you just put, let's say you want medium, so it'll be a switch right in the middle, and you plug your head into here, and then this goes through to your cabinet. So you're running your head at 100% with all that, really heating up those tubes. And over here, your cabinet is not at the volume where the head is letting out. Instead, this attenuates it, so it brings down the volume, just for simple terms. And you've got a USB in and a MIDI in. I don't use a MIDI in, and so I'll show you how we use this. I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to show you how I load everything up. So stay tuned. This thing rocks. All right, guys, so here we are on my setup. Of course, we've got the Torpedo Captor X. I'm gonna show you how I'm setting all this up. Okay, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. What we wanna do is we wanna get the power first, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Okay, you'll see that the unit now has power. What I wanna do next, I guess it's in no particular order. This is my speaker cable from my amp, and we're gonna go to the back of my amp right now. You'll see that it is blue. It's let me see, what is the brand? Pig Hog brand. And this goes into the red speaker in slot. I don't have a long cable, so going right there. And let's see, we're also gonna plug in the MIDI. Right here, this is my MIDI connected to my computer. Easy plug in right there. See, give me one sec, there we go. And finally, we're gonna plug in this to my left out. This is my mono out. That's all I use it for. And that XLR cable is going into my interface right here. So I just tuck it away right there, and it's perfect sitting as shown. Let's go over to my amp. All right, so here's my amp that I will be using. I am holding the camera, so if it's a little wobbly, I apologize. We're gonna look back here. And again, we have this blue cable connected. It's very important, let's see if I could bring it over, that it is at 8 ohms. I don't know if you could see that back there, 8 ohms. This is an 8 ohm unit. So it's plugged into the 8 ohm, goes back here and into the 2Notes Captor X. Now this is a tube amp. We'll be listening to this one. I've also got another tube amp right here, the Origin 50, that we can also use. And what's awesome is we can also use a solid state. I don't know why you would want to, but it is possible to use. So let's go over and check out the software now. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. I've got Logic opened up right here, and just a guitar track. We're connected to the Torpedo. Hit record so you guys can hear everything. All right, it's on. So we're gonna go over here, open up Torpedo Remote version 5. You can download this on the Torpedo website, on the 2Notes website. And here it is. So I'm gonna show you the cabinets that I'm using. And just save this preset real quick. So we'll start off with preset 1. I've got a /4x12 closed back. So you can even see, you click here on the information button, and you have like, I guess a description. So this is a rare piece made in 1996. So we've got Celestion Vintage 30, 4x12, Marshall, so on and so forth. And here I'm using a Dynamic 57 and a Condenser 87. So the Dynamic 57 is basically replicating the the Shure SM57, and then the Condenser 57, the Neumann 87 there. So 2 great mics, and so I have them set up specifically where I want them. You could change the access here. If you look on where the amp is, you could move the microphone where, and notice that I am controlling the 57 here. I'm going to put it back to where I had it. I'm going to try to keep that. The output, which mic do you want to hear more of? I've got the dynamic 57 a bit more than the condenser, and the distance. So I bring the condenser a little bit back to give it some, catch the breath of everything. So as you can notice over here, we have post effects. You can add EQ to it. You can add an enhancer, kind of like, I guess, a preamp after going through the mics and everything. You can also add the reverb. There's so much here that you can really do. It's incredible. So we're gonna build something from the ground up. Let's see. So first off, we've got the 4x12, and I'm gonna listen to how it sounds. Great, man, that one's killer. This is a Slash 4x12 close, and I'm gonna show you how to build your own stuff here as well. We're gonna go over to my next cabinet. So the way you do that is you click up here. These are our presets, click to the right, and now I've got a Slash 4x12, but this one's an open. So I really like this cabinet for different reasons. And so let's hear. So it's just a little different. I believe that I like to use the closed one for solos and the open one for rhythms. Okay, it gives a little bit of a difference. And I'm using the same mics. We're gonna go over to my third preset, and I'm pretty much only using 3. Okay, I try not to complicate it and use a whole bunch, but this third one, we're gonna click this information here, and we have a 1960 BX Marshall. This is with Celestian greenbacks, G12. Really awesome. I prefer this this cabinet on my Marshall Origin. It's like perfect. They are bread and butter together. Still sounds good over. Still a killer sound. So let's go over some stuff here. So we're gonna go to preset 4 and kind of build our own. So I made a duplicate. As you notice, it says up here preset 4. Preset 3 is pretty much the same thing. So we're gonna just have fun with this. Okay, we're gonna find out what we can do here. So I can select between 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, 1x12. As you notice, there's a lot more. So you'll see some with clouds on here. The clouds mean that you can purchase them, and so they're very affordable. So you can also test them out before. So we'll try a 1x12 in a bit. I just want to show you some more. We got 1x15s, 2x10s, 2x12, 2x15, 4x8, 4x10, and a lot of 4x12s, as you can see here, and a mix. So we love 4x12s. I mean, I wish I can crank a 4x12 here in my house, but it would just be way too loud, way too loud. So that's why I really like this. So let's try this. I don't know. We'll try. These are the ones I have. The Brit Vint C. This is the Slash closed, and this is the Slash open, and the British Green is the one that I'm using right now. These California ones are Mesa Boogie. You've got Engel cabs on here, Celestian with Ruby speakers, I believe, closed for. You could kind of just look at them and even figure out what they are. I believe these are Friedman's, Ford and UK 30s. Let me see. There was one over here that was kind of cool. So we got some Randalls here. Orange. Rev, Tanger are also orange. Uber, I believe those are Bogners. Victory amps. This is your standard vintage 30 close 4x12. So let's choose it. Okay, we're gonna build something here. So we got a 4x12 Celestian. We click the information, just your straight out vintage 30 cab. Okay, and it's a closed back. So we can select mic A. Mic A is right now a dynamic 57. Let's hear what it sounds like, okay? Kind of trebly for me. So let's see, distance, I usually like it there. More on the outside axis, away from the center cone, gives it a little bit more bass. Okay, it's getting there, it's getting there. Let's go ahead and get another mic as well. I really like the condenser 87, but we don't have that right now. So let's go with a ribbon, and let's give it some distance, access, and again, I'm just messing around with this stuff, guys. I'm not super sure. Not sure how it's gonna sound. All right, it's not sounding bad. So typically when you want to record, my in level should be around green and a little bit of yellow. Perfect. Also my out, same thing, green and a little bit of yellow. Actually, that's perfect. I like that. So you can adjust that with this output. So let's say I bring it down, barely reaching this green section. So I'm going to bring it back up to where we were. That's awesome. We can also turn on some EQ. I don't mess with this. I'll be honest with you. I do not mess with any of this. I try to keep it as bare as possible and then let my mixing engineer handle the rest of the sounds. So I try not to use this, but I'm sure, you know, you click the enhancer and you can mess around with a guitar, bass, dry the wet signal, and some body thickness. You know, let's just try it. Why not? Let's put these like kind of in the middle. Sounds a little bit more flubby. So, you know, I kind of prefer as raw a sound as I possibly can. So I'm going to keep it as that. Let's mess around with some more cabinets. Let's see, let's try a 1x12. Why not? I want to find something that a Marshall would sound good with. I don't know if I have anything on here, but you know, we can try them out. So let's do this. I'm gonna find, okay, vintage open 1x12. So you'll notice it says store cabinet preview. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK, and now you get a preview. There you go, store mode. So it will randomly cut off, okay? Just so you're not stealing the amp, whatever, that's just their way of working this. So I get one mic. Of course, I'm gonna stick with the 57. It works. Pride and true. So let's 1x12. Let's move this a little further out. See on here, store mode, it randomly silenced it. You know, it's not a bad sound for a 1x12. It sounds like what I know a 1x12 to sound like. So not bad. Let's go to some 2x12s just to give you some examples. And again, I want to find something that works with a Marshall, okay? You know, that's typically, I mean, I would imagine how it works. Voice 30. Okay, so this is a Vox kind of style amp, as you can see. Probably won't work with a high gain Marshall. So, you know, we'll try it just to give you an idea. actually that didn't sound bad. Let's bring down the output. And we have 2 dynamic 57s. Let's mute one. We're just gonna keep one on it. Where are we? All right. I'm playing super generic stuff, guys, so. You know, that's not half bad. I wasn't expecting it to sound that good. We can try some more. I believe that there is a Marshall. I do have a Marshall on here. Jubilee. Awesome. Marshall Jubilee. So this is a Jubilee cabinet. Let's see. So if you click here, we've got Silver Jubilee cabinet. A very nice bass response for a 2x12. And of course, you can look through this. Loaded with Celestian greenbacks for vintage tones. Awesome. Okay, let's try this out. Let's see. I usually like access around 30, and distance I like it up close. For a dynamic mic, let's hear this. It is not bad. Let's add a different mic just to see how we can build this up. Yes, and they have the condenser 87. Awesome. Let's give it a little bit of distance and a little closer to the cone. Let's see what we can. Now we're overloading just a bit. We're gonna bring this down. It's not bad. Again, you know, it takes time. You got to tweak it up a little bit to see what you like. From what I'm hearing, it's not bad. It's usable. I can further tweak more and more. Man, I mean, this is, you can do anything with this. So for one more thing, guys, if you click here, you got your presets automatically. You can save, I think up to 128. It looks like 128 on the unit itself, and on the computer I believe it's just pretty much as your computer can hold. I don't know exactly. I'm only, like I said, I only use pretty much, I wanted to only use the first 6, so if I needed to switch them on the unit, it's right there. That was my goal. Kind of messed up a little bit there, but I think you get the point. Man, this thing is killer. This is a software. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A shout out to 2 Notes for making such an awesome unit. You can plug in, like I said, any amps you want. Right now I've got my Marshall JVM. Maybe I'll do, in my last video, I used my Marshall Origin. Check that out. I'll put a link down below. And we can also use a solid state amp. And it sounds really, really good as well. Because I have the solid state preamp and power amp. And now we get to change it to like a 4x12, and it's usable. Okay, I'm not a huge solid state amp fan, but it's certainly usable. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check out music, so on and so forth. Until next time, see you later.